Look what they're doing in Papua New Guinea.
The sea is basically their life support system.
Yeah.
They
This
fish
is where
from
they're
the
dumping
sea, they wash from the sea.
the toxic
Their
waste
daily
underneath
lives
it.
entirely depend on the sea.
Every
We catch
time
fish
I
down at
video.
400 meters. And the tailing would be dropped at about 150 meters. It would be disastrous for the people.
Yeah, they'd be poisoned.
We will lose the environment. We will lose the sea.
They live off
If
the
ever
sea.
fish die in the ocean, if ever somebody goes sick, project stops. And a full-scale investigation be done as to what caused them.
Too late then, everybody's
Deep sea
dead.
tailings disposal is used by mining companies because it's the cheapest method. Because they can pump it into the sea and it's out of sight, out of mind. How on earth is it going to be contained once it's in the sea and sloshing around?
Look at that.
Critics of Ramu Nico fear it will follow the historic precedent of Ok Tedi, a copper mine that's been disposing its tailings directly into a river for decades. It is considered one of the most destructive industrial sites in the world.
I always look at the Fly River, which is Papua New Guinea's largest river. The Fly River is where the Ok Tedi mine is. That river is dead.
Look at this. All the trees. Look at those trees. They're dead.
In 2011,
Thanks, China.
PNG's Supreme Court approved the Ramu mine's plan to dispose its waste into the sea.
Can you believe this?
We have not reaped the full benefit of all this mineral boom that are taking place in the country. And I don't think Ramu, will make us any better.
So where is all the money
You're
going?
poisoning the
The money
people.
is certainly not coming to Papua New Guinea. And look at the state of the country. Just look at the state of the country.
A majority of population is living in poverty. Surely you can see the frustration that Papua New Guineans feel.
We brought in the Chinese earlier on for this Ramu nickel because that's 800 million US dollar development. No country can reject it, particularly developing
Yes, you
countries
can.
like ours.
But
The
that
system-
funding doesn't seem to go down to
well,
the ground.
It doesn't go to the ground. It's not my job as a politician to hand them the money.
Your job as Prime Minister is to ensure that your people are well looked
I
after.
know in many other places they starve, they die on the streets. Papua New Guineans don't die on the streets. People will tell you.
In 2011,
You're a
Samaria
joke.
was found guilty of tax evasion. Since leaving office, he has come under investigation for
Good.
misuse of public funds.
You think? Bet he lives in a
PNG's
mansion.
auditor has estimated that government officials steal $356 million a year from state coffers.
Oh,
Great.
isn't that a shock?
Money is the biggest driving force.
All the
God
people
put
know that.
everything
The
here.
government,
There's plenty for
they don't
everyone.
know this. We're going to put more in our
But one
pocket.
man wants it all for himself. And none of us can stand aside or stand up and say, you've had enough. You've got enough.
Look at this. It makes me so angry. Wait,
The Ramu nickel operation is no longer a development
Governments
issue.
do
It's more a
people.
moral issue now. Because
They're
you're
not
dealing
people.
with the lives of the people.
In Bismarck Ramu, we're using modern technology to tell the world, please don't take our land. This is our life.
they're taking their grave
Wayne
sites.
Kaspar, a Bismarck Ramu organizer from Bozeman, is working with villagers to record information about their sacred site along the river, a taboo area no one is allowed to enter.
Yet they're making a move there.
Scientists now see these forbidden places as sanctuaries, where traditional knowledge protects biodiversity and natural wealth.
We have a process which is focused on people empowerment. When and if the people are in control of the land and resources, they can withstand those external threats that are coming in.
Right.
Although the Ramu nickel won't be dumping directly to the river, when they mine,
Yes, it will. You might as well say directly.
all the
Look how
chemicals
close
which
it
are used
is.
up there
I mean,
is going
come
to be
on.
washed into the tributaries. And from the tributaries, it ends up in
In
the
the river.
Ramu River.
About 100,000 to 200,000 people live along the Ramu River, and they depend on it for their survival.
They don't have a grocery
Ramu
store,
River,
people.
It's our livelihood. Once it's gone,
Oh, we'll build you schools and doctors and grocery
MCC
stores.
acknowledges that
And then we'll
erosion
give
is
you a
major
little bit of
concern.
money.
The company says it is planting grasses to stabilize the soil and reduce runoff.
Grass, put the trees back.
They are actually trying to kill Ramu. We've been told already they have contaminants already into the river.
Well, yeah.
We are frightened.
And you're eating that stuff.
The richness in PNG is like a case. The government must decide to what extent we sacrifice our land and our environment for the purpose of economic development. The way we're going to fail our responsibility to the next generation.
Yeah.
We're in despair. We're sinking. Nobody in the world was concerned about us. Nobody. Maybe this process has got its negatives. Maybe it got some positives.
More negatives.
But very, very important is something is happening.
These mines are not for Papua New Guinea. They are not serving Papua New Guinea's interests. And Papua New Guineans are not stupid anymore. Papua New Guineans know enough. And we know what is coming.
MCC is interfering with the Ramu.
You
And
should
it's
see
right
their
to
fish.
break.
Huge tumors all over them. How are you supposed to eat that stuff with giant
We're
tumors
fish.
on it?
And if you're going to cut off the very source of life, we are most likely to fight. And we will fight.
Look at these fish. I want you to look at these fish. That's where they're living now. They had their own home. Then a year he's dead. How sad is that? Deep sea tailing.
I believe that people should not have to trade their ecosystem for running water, for electricity, and a clinic.
What do we mean development? For what? For whom? Is it going to contribute to us?
No.
From Papua New Guinea to northern Canada, foreign demand drives the industrialization of native lands. Nickel from the Ramu Nickel mine will become stainless steel appliances, cell phone batteries, and jet engines. A world away in Alberta, native people who have lived off the bounty of boreal forests and abundant rivers find themselves at the center of the global oil industry, mining the tar sands to fuel American cars.
It's terrible.